sitting down and listening to a podcast is something I do when I want to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sitting down and looking at TikTok or scrolling through YouTube Shorts is something I do when I'm feeling stressed and need, or not need, it's bad for you. Your brain thinks it needs the dopamine hit of just, oh, funny content, I'm going to scroll through. And then you waste half an hour. I've gone out to my hammock, which I recently got, and it's the best thing you can ever do. I bought a shitty hammock for my back garden. It's so relaxing. I went out to my hammock the other day with a Terry Pratchett book and a coffee. And I got snuggled down into my hammock, coffee in hand, book in the other hand. And then instead of opening the book, I picked up my fucking phone and I just looked at YouTube Shorts for half an hour.
Yeah.
And all I was doing to look at my phone was to check if my wife had messaged me.
Yeah, I know.
And then I ended up sitting in a hammock, scrolling on YouTube Shorts instead of relaxing with a podcast or a book, And I think there is that kind of trap, like you say, that you fall into, that if you're not engaging with this longer form content like the podcast or the videos, you find yourself just endlessly scrolling, doom scrolling through all of your content. So I think the long and short of that is, I think people intend and they want longer content with more, substance to it. But it's so hard. Once you get that, great, that's ingrained in their life. They set a schedule to listen to podcasts, but you have to get through all of these quick fix dopamine hits to get to the podcast, because you open up your phone to listen to the podcast and there's Instagram says there's this new story or short or reel that you can watch. So I think people want the long form content, and the short form content is kind of this sea of shit that you have to wade through to get to what you actually want to listen to or watch.
I think you're right.
It's always been that way, but people, the companies that make them don't want that kind of interaction. They want the short form kind of interaction where you can watch a couple of shorts or TikToks that have had product placements and ads shoved in between them,
Yeah.
Hence why now if you watch a longer video on YouTube, there's ads I think it can be every 6 or 4 minutes now, something ridiculous like that. Imagine watching a tutorial and there's an ad every 6 minutes.
Yeah. It's frustrating, yeah.
You can't even get to the long form content if you've searched for it. That's insane.
It is. It's so scary how easily distracted we are. Whenever if I want to go post something to Facebook, I want to update that I just made this podcast with Matthew Fryer. I want to post that to my Facebook page. All of a sudden I see something on the front page and I just start scrolling and I completely forget what I was about to do. It happens so often. It's so scary.
There's teams of people whose entire job it is to make you do that.
Yeah.
The entire job is to go, how can we make our app? This is old news. People know this, but I'll make our app as addictive as possible so that you get more screen time on it. Yeah. And it's all because of ad revenue. It's all because of placing ads.